I All right. Let's get to it. I want to say salute to everyone watching by Truth Colors. You see our Congo Facebook page. Salute to everyone watching by Truth Colors YouTube channel. Salute to everyone watching by Goshen Black YouTube channel. Salute to everyone watching by We Are Bantu Periscope TV that is soon to move over to Twitter. And salute to Goshen. My name is King Music, and I'm here to bring some information that's probably going to bring some controversy to what's going on right now, but hey, I live for this. So be it. Without further ado, I know what time it is. Let's just get to it. Hopefully I'm not before y'all long, but Father's will be done.
Your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers. Your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers. Hey, Yahuwah says we your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers. Multitude like your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit.
Beats by Other Sons.
Yeah. Truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors. Hey, when you learn the truth, it will set you free. Many are held captive please. He's all like enemies, no matter the color you see. That truth frame, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, yeah, truth colors.
All right, fam. This is probably going to bring up a nice little monkey wrench inside of what's going on right now, which is a good thing. See, America does things, but don't think about the things they have done to us and all the stuff that they said to us. So now we could say the same things that they have said to us back to their faces. Number one, we're free people. Meaning what? When I was in the military, there was like platoons, tank platoons. And if you didn't have a tank platoon, you were what you called a floater. Meaning you can float anywhere. You didn't have a specific place where you belong to. So you can belong to this tank if we need you, or you can be used over here for this tank if we need you, or used over here if we need you. You don't have a specific place, no specific assigned tank. So therefore, you could be used by anybody. That is literally what has happened to us throughout our time here. We don't have a home here in United States of America. We are literally not citizens here. And we can bring up tons of videos of, a white man waving a gun in front of a cop and a cop not doing anything about it. Telling him, hey, sir, put your gun down. But let one of us do the same thing. See, if we're citizens, as they say, as they try to say, with the 14th Amendment, which is, see, I understand is this. The original is what the real intent is. Amendment will take place because we are getting a benefit from this. So we're going to try to amend some things, right? But the mindset of the Constitution does not have this skin color involved. So therefore, how can they force anyone of this color to take a vaccination that's for their citizens? We ain't even from here. So this is a word to America and to the four corners of the earth, the UK, FBI, CIA, every single one of the Unabomber, every single person in the world being served notice that if you are this color, the cops ain't got no jurisdiction over you. Because number one, you are not from here. If you are from Africa, as they call it, that is your homeland. Therefore, you will be considered as an ambassador here from your homeland. We don't have to do any. Now watch this. When an ambassador comes from any country over here to the United States of America, they are not obligated to do anything that Americans do. They only follow where their country keeps. And America honors their custom. I'm going to say that again. Because people are like, oh, shoot. He's stirring up a can of worms that no one wants to look into. But this is so dang on true. We're going to look and see where we come from. Did we come from America? And if we didn't come from America and we came from somewhere else, let me use this military term now. We about to hit military now. When I was in the military, even though I belonged to the Army, if the U.S. Air Force had to come to my base and stay there a night instead of staying in their own home, they got paid extra money because they were not in their own home or they were not on their own base. They had to pay them to be off of their base. I just said a lot there. See, what America didn't expect is people to think this smart. Just as America came over and took us from our homeland, they owe every single person money. They owe them something, some type of, they owe them. They owe us because we have left from our homeland, just like they pay the U.S. Air Force, or even the same thing if it's the military, if it's the United States Army, have to go on to a U.S. Air Force base. They have to pay the Army money for not being on their own base. We're not on our own base right now. We didn't come from America. We came from what they call Africa. People want to say, oh, you're born here. It doesn't matter about none of that. What is the origin of where we come from? Our origin is not from America. Our origin, where we come from, is from Embo, or what they call Africa. Therefore, we follow the laws that was stated by the same kingdom that they came and destroyed, which is the Congo. Why is the Congo the #1 place where everyone get their batteries from? Is that just a place for batteries? Is it just a place for gold and silver? But there's nothing else to it? What was there? What kind of civilization was living there? Who were the people who actually presided there? Where they at now? Why has it now just been reduced to just producing batteries for the world? It had to be producing much more than that. But people don't want to talk about this because their mindset is like, it's Americanized, which is literally a disease. America is a disease of its own self. They're sick and tired of themselves. Heck, the whole world right now is sick and tired of America. If America literally goes to war, there is going to be many people who's going to rally against America and will blow America a new hole. Because America has done so much dirt that the dirt is going to begin to go up to the top. That's what iniquity is. The cup of iniquity is like this. It's filled up to the brim. And then let me show you what I mean. We're going to use an example, all right? And this is what's going to happen to America. This is what's going to happen all over the place. Let's go get it. All right. For this little straight, we're going to use a demonstration, all right? All right. So this, we're going to call this the cup of iniquity. When you do dirt, America, this is what happens. The Father does not just pour judgment out on you immediately. No. You have time to repent, change. But this is what happens when you don't. This is what happens when you do stuff. See how water's filling up in here? Look at that. Whenever America does stuff, it gets put into this cup. It's called the cup of iniquity. More stuff get done. Now, in this case, since the nations are before the Most High as nothing, the atrocities will be against us. So your works against us is filling up this cup. We got Eric Garner, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin. And when it's gotten to the part of where it can't take no more, just like David's cup runneth over, so does the cup of iniquity. And that's where judgment comes from. This is where we at. We're at the part where America has done so much to where now the iniquity has filled up to the brim, to where now judgment is about to begin to pour out over itself. Just like we became a curse, meaning what? Our lifestyle. The curse overtook us. We became the curse. So is America about to become its own curse? You already at it. Y'all wearing masks and stuff. Y'all in the process of becoming a one world government, one world leadership. People are getting vaccinated. But guess what? Guess who's being excluded from this? Y'all want to include us in this, but we're excluded. Because the whole entire time when y'all doing dirt against us. Every single time. So at the same time when y'all was doing dirt against us, y'all was excluding us from your constitution. No matter what you said, your actions showed you was excluding us from your constitution. So when the judgment begins to pour out, it's pouring out on you, and we will be excluded from it. Our people are being shot in the streets. Our people still being hung by trees. Black people all over the earth are still being tormented by white people. Showing the lie of the 14th Amendment. So nobody of my color is obligated to take any vaccination from the United States of America, the UK, Great Britain, wherever my people may be, we can refuse to take the vaccination. And there's nothing you can say about it because you have treated us like trash and expect us to listen to you. Now that you have our best interests at heart, you got to be freaking crazy. We are not your guinea pigs. We are not your guinea pigs. We got literally men, a whole generation of people, set people who was shot with gonorrhea, syphilis, to see what it would do to the body. And they were black. And then when the cure came up, they was not allowed to get the cure. They had to go through all the way to the end, and most of them died from it, and their children received gonorrhea too with syphilis. Y'all have done these things against us, America. Y'all went through the Bible and changed the color of the characters in the Bible and made them white. Again, excluding us from anything that you do. When we came here, this was the heart of you. Let me show you. And it has not changed. Let's bring it up, shall we? We don't want that one just yet. We want something else. Hold on. This is what we had going on. Not board game. Oh no. See, you want to put board game in. Nope. Black and whites. Remember this? We want white tenants in our community. A separation. For colored people only. This is not changed. Look, whites over here, blacks over here. Look how many years this has been going on. How many years this been going on? It's called segregation. Separation. The rise and fall of Jim Crow. Is it really dead?
The positive image of Laney and others was hopeful, but the reality for most blacks was hard, back-breaking work and servitude.
I've been a factory hand, janitor, and porter, and butler, and wiping engines on the railroad. I worked as a helper for a carpenter and laying bricks for masons. I've been a driver of teams, a pick and shovel man, and drove steel for a section boss. I was a hand on the Mississippi and working in a steel foundry, and seemed like I did 100 more jobs.
My grandma would work in the tub washing the clothes of the prominent white people of our city. And for all of that washing, for the whole white family, washing and then ironing, she got $1.50 for the whole family laundry at the end of it. So there were several families that she had, but it was just $1.50 for all of that work.
White folks didn't have no feeling for you. They pretended they did. They had nannies to give their child comfort. That was my name, Nanny. They would teach their children they were better than you. You was giving them all that love, and you'd hear them say, "You're not supposed to love Nanny. Nanny's a nigger." And they would say it so nasty till it would cut your heart out almost, and you couldn't say a mumbling word. A woman knows how to shift a smile when the burden is so heavy. Know how to smile when she want to cry. Smile when sorrow done touch her so deeply. So that's why I feel black women in the field had to pray and had to moan and had to cry. Them prayers went a long way and protected a lot of people. And God wiped away those tears. And the next morning, we had the strength to go on. Dorothy Bolden.
But despite all the obstacles, blacks began to rise. More blacks were being educated. There was now a growing black middle class. And the children of the former slaves were not too quick to bow down to the white man as their parents had.
Whites perceived a new generation of black Southerners, the sons and the daughters and the grandsons and granddaughters of the former slaves, who had not been disciplined by slavery, who had never known slavery, who were perceived as much more restless and obviously much more threatening because, unlike some of their parents and grandparents, they seemed less afraid of whites.
We are not the Negro from whom the chains of slavery fell a quarter of a century ago. Most assuredly not. We are now qualified as being the equal of whites and should be treated as such. Every time we see a Negro physician, it does us good. When we see a Negro pharmacist, it goes still better. When we see the lawyers, professors, bank presidents, inventors, machinists, mechanics, we grin as much as our mouth will allow and shout, "The Negro is coming." Editor, Richmond Planet.
Many whites feared since the end of slavery that blacks would come to feel they were equal to whites. Now that fear seemed realized.
The colored race is getting more unreliable. Freedom has ruined them in every way. Only the old-timey darkies can be trusted. The young ones are sullen and grow more insolent every day.
They don't sing as they used to. You should have known the old days of the plantation. Every year it seems they're losing more and more of their own confessed good humor. I sometimes feel I don't know 'em anymore. They've grown so glum and serious, or I'm free to say I'm scared of 'em.
Nowhere was this fear more pronounced than in Memphis, Tennessee, where in the 1880s, 40% of the population was black. Faced with this growing black presence, whites demanded that the informal practices, which had segregated the races since 1865, become legalized and strictly enforced.
The laws were intended to accomplish what it was clear the conventions were not going to accomplish, which was, again, to make African Americans act inferior. Again, if white people couldn't make African Americans be inferior, they couldn't prevent some of them from attaining a kind of middle-class status despite the violence and despite the discrimination, then they could make them act inferior.
14th Amendment, though, right? Just all after that. Oh, we ain't even really touched the surface of anything. We still got 1664. When our people became Christians, when they became Christians, they became slaves forever. Now watch this, though. That was under Great Britain. Now, if America is not really free from Great Britain, as they think they are, then that means that law is still in play right now. And that's what we're seeing going on right now throughout America. That's why a white man can show up with a gun in front of the cops and not feel threatened. While if one of us do the same thing, well, you know how the story goes. The person's fleeing away and they're shooting them in his back because they feared for their life. Think about that. They're fearing for their life while the threat is running away. The so-called threat is running away. This man has his back to you. running that way. You're right here. But then he runs this way. He's running away from you, not running towards you. And then literally, you're going to shoot him in the back. So how does that make sense? Why? Because now when people, they understand that one day they got to wake up. Now watch this. Just like they removed the name from the book, what if there's a partner that said that there will be a coming king? It was written in the book, but they removed that. The Council of Nicaea, because all throughout our history, throughout our life, we were here, there will be no black messiahs. Why would they keep saying that throughout history? Unless it was written in a book, there will be a coming Messiah to free the people. And they have been looking for this Messiah to come in every generation. That's why we got Planned Parenthood. Why? So the mothers can go out and destroy their babies. What did they change in the book? What names was given? We see angels. We see messenger. We see witnesses. Why is there no clear-cut decision on this witness or these witnesses when the disciples were clearly called witnesses too? Just saying. These are all key things that we need to know. That book has to be from the beginning to the middle to the end. It can't just be for what took place back in the old days. And then when it comes to our time, the Father just leave us hanging dry. When the scripture says that he will literally show what? Unto 1,000 generations, right? Let's go look at that up real quick. Let's see if we can put the words to the test. Unto 1,000 generations. That would include our generation too. Let's bring this out. See, the Father says he has remembered his covenant up to 1,000 generations. So that means he has to remember us too. He hath remembered his covenant forever. Forever means forever. The word which he commanded to 1,000 generations. That's up what? Up until the millennium, right? And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Now therefore that Yah, thy Elohim, he is Yah, the faithful Yah, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keeps his commandments to 1,000 generations. Just by that alone, we can see that the Father has spoken of us in this book they call the Bible. So could it be that they removed specific names, specific positions that will rise among us, so it will keep us confused as what is to happen? What is a body without the breath? If the Messiah says, watch this, in Revelation chapter 2, that his work is to be continued. If his work is to be continued, what work did he not finish? You see what I'm saying? This work is to continue on. But instead of saying it, it says an angel. It says to the angel of the church. Now, we all know in the truth now that it would not be the church, because we all know the church is the very same thing from 1664, that when we became baptized, any of our people became baptized, they became slaves forever. So we know the Father does not mean that. It's not church. This is something else. But look at it. It says, and unto the angel of the church in Thyatira write, these things saith the Son of Yah. So this will be the Messiah, who have eyes like unto a flame of fire and his feet like unto fire and brass. Look what he says right here. He's saying all this to them, to this one leader. Watch this. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works until what? The end. To him I will give power over the nations. That's a ruler. That is a ruler. So he's continuing on the work that the Messiah was given to do. The Messiah tells you all day long, this is my body, which is broken up for you. What is a body without breath? It's still dead. Let's look. In the kingdom at the time, when the Messiah comes, the kingdom is still dead. Let's go look. This is my body. To him who continues in my work. So the Messiah has produced a body, but this body is not breathing. It's my body. What is body without breath? And I'm going to show you what I mean. We're going to show it in Ezekiel. We're going to show a whole complete body that's put together, but there's no breath in it. And he took the bread, gave thanks, and broke it, and gave it to them, saying, this is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. He's about to be sacrificed. And look what the context of his scripture. He says, sacrifice and offering thou would have not. Showing you further what he's sent to do. Sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire. But thou hast prepared for me a body. What? To give myself. The Messiah's purpose sacrifice. It is a body. Because it's impossible for the blood of bulls and goats to take away sins. So he is the body. Therefore, when the Messiah came into the world, he said, sacrifice and offering you did not desire, but a body you prepared for me. The Messiah is showing himself as a body. Let's go to Ezekiel. And we're going to see the same exact thing. A body is put together. We have a body. We have Christianity. We have Black Hebrew Israelites. We have Rastafarian. We have all these different things that makes up this body of people of who we are now. Like put into all these different religions, which brings forth death to all of us. But it says something about when the breath comes, something's going to change. The people become awake. The Messiah is only saying he is the breath. Let's go. Ezekiel, chapter 37. Look what it says. Valley of dry bones. The hand of Yah was upon me and carried me in the spirit of Yah and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Yah, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yah. Thus saith Yah unto these bones, Behold, I will cause for, wait a minute, hold up. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you. Wait a minute, hold up. You can call for bones to receive breath? Bones is part of a body. So without this breath, there's no life to these bones. The Messiah only calls himself a body. But then he makes reference to an angel, and we're going to look into that as well, who is supposed to continue in his work. So if he's just a body, but there's no breath, so salvation cannot be completed. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall what? Live. Watch this. He's going to lay out the whole format for a body. And I will lay sinews upon you. Let's look up what the word sinew. Let's look it up. Where's a sinew? What is it? A muscle. So he's constructing the inner part of the body right here. Sinew. So you have all this coming together. Sinew. I will lay sinews upon you. Tending. Watch this. Power or mainstay. Not by might nor by power. Right? Okay. You're going to lay sinew upon you, but it's not going to be in the power. That's going to give you life. Let's go ahead. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We're going. I will lay sinews upon you, right? And will bring flesh upon you. Wait a minute. Let's look at flesh again. Let's look at flesh now. Look at flesh. Because this is all have the part of dealing with our awakening. So I'll put a covering upon you. It is. This looks nasty. This looks nasty, right? Flesh, right? Flesh definition. Let's do it. Here it is. He's the word made flesh. We're gonna go into that. That's the body, right? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Go back to Ezekiel. I will bring flesh upon you and cover you with what? Skin. Let's look that up. Oh, we doing something today, boy. People are like, oh man, he's starting to make sense. Definition. But none of this is bringing forth life. You just have a body. Having the color of a white person's skin. Wow. Nude, right? Oh, wow. Okay. That's crazy. But what about a color? What about a person who is like my color and we ain't got no clothes on? What is that? Having color of a white person's skin? That don't make sense. How everything just literally just goes on for them. Show you again that we have been excluded from their constitution. But they want to try to have us take a vaccination that we're not even included in as being citizens. You got me bent. Everybody have the right to fight for their life if they try to force you to take any kind of vaccination that you're not included into this constitution. The 14th Amendment don't mean nothing to us. It's them, so they got to try to literally try to push their laws and everything upon us and say, look, you're included through this 14th Amendment. We were not the original at all. We don't have a right to take none of your stuff from you. We don't trust you. And any of my people who do trust you is not smart. So skin is a layer of usually soft, flexible, outer tissue covering the body, covering the body, covering the body. So it's a covering. Watch this, the last part of it. Look what it says, the last part of it. And put breath in you. Look at the first part. I will lay sinews upon you, flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you. Then watch what happens. And you shall live. After the breath comes, then comes you living. Without the breath, there is no life. Life force, vital force, wind. Think about that for a minute. Wind, breath is the same as wind. Now look at this correlation. Revelation says what? And unto the angel of the church, he is speaking these words to the angel. He said to this angel, if you overcome and keep my works until the end, watch this. Look what an angel is. He makes his angels and speaking of angels, he says, he makes his angels spirits, his servants flames of fire. And of the angels, he says, he maketh his angels spirits and his ministers of flame of fire. He makes his angels winds. Winds. Wind.
Breath. Wind.
Breath is wind. He makes his angels winds. And unto the angel, who is like wind, of the church, to him who overcometh and keep my works. This is the Messiah speaking. He is the body. This angel is the wind or the
breath.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works until the end, to him will I give power over the nations. So he is coming to finish something. I will cause for sinews, flesh, and skin to cover you, and put breath in you. And then what? You shall live. And you shall know that I am Yah. So it's after this angel has come and breathe upon you, means speak to you, and you receive the words that is coming out of his mouth. Then you will come to life and know who you are. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise. And behold, a shaking, and bones came together. Bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above. But there was no, watch this, no breath in them. The Messiah says, I am what? The Word made flesh, made to the body. Sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but thou hast created for me a body. You did not desire, but a body you prepared for me. The Word made flesh, but there's no breath. So when the Messiah raises up at this time, will you restore, look, the kingdom? That means there's a work left for the Messiah yet to do. But he says he's not going to complete it. So when they came together, for John baptized with water, but in a few days you will be baptized with the Holy Spirit. So when they came together, they asked him, this is the ascension, he about to go up, Messiah, will you at this time restore, put back, give life to the kingdom of Esau? It's not for you to know the times or seasons that the Father has fixed by his own authority. Meaning what? No, I'm not doing it now. But you do what you're told to do right now, what I told you to do. You do stuff that's concerning towards the body. Right? We are all what? The body members, right? You can be members all day long, but if your members ain't got no breath, you are dead. You can have members all day long, but if your body don't have breath, it will die. Let me show you a dead body. It's a body, it's a hand, it's a foot, and everything. Dead bodies. But they're dead because there's no more breath inside of them. So you can be a body all day long, a dead body. But this is what you're going to be classified as. Still dead. You're still a foot. You're still a leg. Still an arm. Still a head. All that. But you ain't got no life because the body has no breath. So the Messiah says, I have did one part of it. I've given you a body. But there's one who's going to come and give life to this body. Let's look at Ezekiel again. Let's go. But there was no breath in them. So he named the body, sinews, flesh, skin, the whole body there. But there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, prophesy, watch this, unto the wind, the angel. He makes his angels wind. And to the angel of the Bantus in Thyatira. The Messiah is the body, but the angel is a wind, a breath. And he told him to prophesy.
Breath.
Unto the breath. Prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy to the angel. Prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith Yah, come from the four winds. Don't the angels come from the four winds? Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith Yah, come from the four winds. That is our captivity. We were scattered to the four corners of the earth. Four corners of the earth. Meaning what? The same thing. It says what? And their leader will rise up from among them. Their leader will rise up from among them. That'll probably be Jeremiah 23. Instead, they will serve Yah their Elohim and David their king, whom I will raise up for them. Restoration. Restoration means what? The breath has come into the body. On that day, declares Yah, I will break the yoke off their necks. That's slavery. And tear off their bonds. That's slavery. Let's look at the word bonds. I will tear up their association with what? With slavery. Partnership, fellowship, relationship with what? With slavery. What's a bondsman? They done changed the meaning so we won't understand what it is. A bondman is a slave. But they changed it to a bondsman. One who bails one person out. When the real actual thing is a bail bondsman, bailing a person out of slavery. But a bondman is a slave.
Bondman.
I will break the yoke off their necks and tear off their bonds. If you have bonds, that means you are a bondman or a bondwoman. You are bound. You're in slavery. And no longer will strangers do what? Enslave them. We are in the land of our captivity by strangers. Make someone a slave. Cause someone to lose their freedom of choice or action. So the Father says, I make a promise. They will no longer will strangers enslave them. Watch this. Instead, they will serve Yah. They will be what? Owned by Yah. I hope y'all starting to understand this now. That this is not a game. We're making this make sense today more than we've ever had. More than we ever have. We're making it make sense. You will be owned by Yah. Instead, they will serve Yah. serve Yah. They're Yah, and David, their king. The Father gave me the name Heart of Psalms, which means King David, Yesayah, Congo, and music. All these are all the names that the Father gave me. So the Father would have to give me these names purposely to serve a purpose. Could it clearly be what Jeremiah is talking about? What he's writing about? Because surely the Father does nothing in the earth. So us being set free is going to be written all through these scriptures and who he's going to use to get it done. Notice it doesn't say anything about my government name, but my name had to be changed to match the position that the Father has given me. So I came into the earth as Andrew Amos Rucker. But just as Abram, who has his name Abram, changed to Abraham to match the purpose that the Father has for him, the Father will have to come and change my name to match the purpose for me. He changed it to Heart of Songs. Yesayah Congo, which is king, and then music. The same place where the Father will be reigning from. The Father dwells in the midst of the praises of his people. You can't have praise without music. So the throne of the Father will be operated through music. And it said they will search for their Elohim or their Yah and their king David, which I have had as a pen name or as an artist since 1997, 98. And I've shown it. I've shown it. I hear you, Father. Father's like, go get it. Show them. Show them the writings. So we're going to go do that. This is that video you want to share. Because right now we are cutting off heads to the T. You understand? We cutting off heads to the T. We are making things so plain, it's not even funny. Father is doing something. He is awakening his people. Those who will see this video will see upon line upon line, precept upon precept, they will see the actuality of everything taking place. Those who will choose to be ignorant, that'll be on them. But everything is being put out in front of their faces right now. Where is those notes? I don't know, did I do it on Facebook or did I do it on here? Somewhere. It would be somewhere in here. I remember that. I remember that. It'll be somewhere in here. See, I'm folding. Did that part. It'll be. It's probably on my Facebook page. This is crazy. Oh yeah, so it'll be up in here. Yeah, there it is. It's gonna be up in here. Cause we still teaching. Yep, we was in the hotel that time. It's probably on my Facebook page. I uploaded something, it was a while back. But maybe it got it. This is not my account though. So maybe I need to sign out of here and it might give me a little bit more. Let me sign out of this account. Switch accounts. What? All right. All right. Hmm. Now it should give me my video. I think it's somewhere in here. So it's got to be in here. Yep, it's a little bit more here. Magic, music, magic, and more. I remember that one. Dashboard. No, dashboard. Come on. Video. All right. Oh, this. This might be it. It's gotta be in here. Obviously, unfold and leadership. exactly what happened too. During the coronavirus thing, like I came out the hardest. I was already hard out there, but then like you can notice here, like this is during the coronavirus, this is doing all this time. Let's go to the police officer's house. If you go back here, so much information is being put out during this time. Like the truth out there in your face. There was so much that was put out during that time. That I cannot even like begin to like show it to you. I think it's probably put on Facebook, but I thought it was put here too as well. Like I'm not seeing it. I wonder did they remove it? I wouldn't put it past them because they removed 3 videos from my other account for the first time already. They removed it. Completely removed it. But no mine. Hold on. No mine at all. Where is it again? Oh, I remember it's at now. It's in my suitcase. All right, here we go. Old writings of the name that I've had since I was way, way, way younger. Over 20 something years of having this name. Now, the funny thing is this, watch this, family. I'm about to show you something that look like something that comes from the Congo. I drew this a long time ago. You can see it's in this book right here. You see this? It's crazy, right? Let me remove the thing so you can see it better. Where is it? Choose virtual background. We're gonna choose 0 so I can make my point across. And then we'll get back to it. Just want to prove. Hold on, we're gonna show things. All right, Father said, go get the witness. Now it's saying settings, not responding. Something's mad. They don't want me to come up with this. Wow. Responding. There it is. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Look at that. Look how old the paper is. This is like something from the Congo. How would I know to draw this? How? Look how old the paper is. Look how old. Father's like, he made mention to, he said, show him that image. Show him that. How would I know to draw this? How? Let's keep it going. David Drew, 1999. OBJC. Which is owned by Jesus Christ, right? Which is the same thing as owned by Yah now, right? All the way back then, right? We ain't gotta make this stuff up. This stuff is what it is. We're just bringing this stuff out. Then we getting back to what we was into. The Father said, go get the witness. So I'm just bringing out the witness. You get some of these things laminated. A lot of them laminated. So I remember this one. Okay, that's the song, Survival. There's so many writings upon writings upon writings. Are we really free? See, I'm going by the pen name of David. My name's Drew, but see, you can see like David. You can see other things say Zillivard. Things say David, but you can see the penmanship or the pen name being used for like over 20 something years. And it said you will be sent to the Father and to King David. The name Heart of Songs in Gematria equates to King David. What did it say right there? OBJC, which means owned by Jesus Christ, originated by Andrew Amos Rucker, aka David, on October 12th, 1997 to present 2003. The name will be used for music productions, clothing, bracelets, necklace, rings, and the prospering of the kingdom of heaven of Yah. Right here. One for King. OBJC, which means owned by Jesus Christ. OBJC originated by Andrew Amos Rucker, aka Drew, aka David, on or pen name on October 12, 1997 to present 2003. This name will be used for music productions, clothing, jewelry, arts, and crafts with OBJC on it, with red, clear as white, yellow, symbolic of the Messiah, red for the blood, water for clear, and the Holy Spirit, yellow. One for King. The name OBJC, the sole purpose of OBJC is for ministry work of the what? We say church, what we know now to be the Bantus, which is the kingdom. It's all documented. All documented. So, we have the proof. Let's get back to the lesson. That this word right here is living. It's breathing. It's not just the word made flesh. It's the breath made flesh too. Or put inside of the flesh. My name is in him. Let's go. My name is in the breath. Let's go. So go back to Ezekiel. No longer will strangers enslave them. Instead, they will serve Yah, owned by Yah. Remember, owned by Jesus Christ. Owned by Yah. They will serve him. And David, their king, whom I will raise up for them. Now, wait a minute, hold up. Does I means me or does I means him? Because if I means him, then it means you nor me have a say-so in the matter. And what people don't understand is this. Why they say they're going to serve him and David, their king? Because of 1 Samuel. Let's go look at that real quick. Israel chooses a king. All right, so we going there. So anyone doing opposite outside of this will be following man and not Yah. Because the Father has already stated what he's going to do. Okay? So what we're going to show is this. Anyone showing anything outside of this word, what the Father has already said he will do, anyone saying anything outside of it, you are choosing man over the word. And we have a lot of people leaning to their own understanding, thinking they can get themselves up out of this covenant that their ancestors made with the Father. Let me ask you a question. When they made a wrong choice about going into the wilderness, did they get their children from going into the wilderness? Or did their children have to follow them into the wilderness? And then the Father killed off those people who didn't believe and raised up the children and brought them out. Because if that's the case, when people say, oh, Isolele made this decision a long time ago, we're still a byproduct of their decision. Do we get a choice to say, no, we don't want a king or not? We're going to see that right here in the scriptures. And anyone doing opposite of this is following man and not the word of the Most High. The word says to obey the prophets and you shall prosper. Let's do this again. So Samuel is a prophet. Obey my prophets and you shall prosper. Right? Believe in Yah and you will be upheld. Believe in his prophets and you will succeed. You will what? You will prosper. Believe in his prophets and you will succeed. Put your trust in his prophets. And oh my goodness. Oh, hold up. Trust in Yah and you will be established. Put your trust in his prophets and succeed. Woo! That's a hard saying right there. That's beautiful. Believe his prophets and you shall prosper. Believe his prophets. Believe in his prophets. That means to put your trust in his prophet and you will succeed. Believe what his prophets tell you and you will succeed. Believe what his prophets tell you and you will succeed. Believe in his prophets and you will succeed. Have faith. People say have no faith in man. Here it is right here. Have faith in his prophets and you'll succeed. So what if you do the opposite? Can you expect to succeed? No. Believe his prophets. One part says trust in his prophets. Put is telling you to put your trust in his prophets and succeed. Many people are saying, don't put your trust in man. The word says, surely the Father will do nothing upon the earth, lest he first reveal it to his servants, the prophets. And here's the scripture saying to put your trust in his prophets and you will succeed. So many people are listening to man trying to go against the word. Many people are trying to be a stumbling block to the people in the truth. And you'll see them saying other things like, don't put your trust in man, put your trust in Yah. Well, it's Yah who is telling you to put your trust in his prophets. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. So the word says, let Yah be true, and everybody else who's saying to don't put your trust in man, but put your trust in Yah, and Yah is directing you to put your trust in his prophets, let them be a liar. Every single last one. See how Father just coming through with a Uzi, just blowing everybody up, laying, just straight up, just laying them out. Pop, 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 pop. Headshots. Every single last person saying, don't put your trust in man, put your trust in Yah. Father just shot you in the head with, put your trust in the prophets and you will prosper. Don't do it and see what happened to you. I dare you. Every single time. People think they know something. They think they smart. They think they got some kind of knowledge. They think they got some kind of understanding. And Father come through and just every single time. It ain't nothing to stand against it. Nothing. I love this. People think they're going to run away from the word of Yah because they don't want to do it. That's why we here now, because we didn't want to do it. Let's show this real quick. Let's get it. This is hilarious. Oh my goodness. Mark this video, because this video can be the video they're going to try to hide. Facebook going to try to hide this video. Look at this. Hold on. Watch this. Let's make this even better. Don't even put your trust in America. It never said put your trust in America. It says to listen to the prophets. And Father said he's going to raise up a king. David. David was a king and he was a prophet. So Father's telling them to literally listen to the king. David, who's going to be raised up amongst them, is not just going to be a king, but he's going to be a prophet. And he said to put your trust in his prophets, which is the same thing as put your trust in this king. And the Father associates himself with this king. Let's go. We better burn some ants with this. We're going to burn some ants. Oh, my milk of magnesium. Instead, they will serve Yah and David, who is also a prophet, their king, whom he will raise up for them. As for you, O Jacob, my servant, do not be afraid, declares Yah, and do not be dismayed, O Isolele, for I will surely save you out of a distant place, your descendants from the land of their captivity. I do think that is talking to us right now. That Father's going to raise up for us a king in the midst of us, in the midst of our captivity. And Father says to put your trust in him. So everyone who's standing against, let's just say it now, everyone standing against this banner right here, you're going to have some problems. Everyone standing against this banner, including my ex-wife, you're going to have problems. Good news today. I talked to Pastor Mello today. Sure did. We had a talk today. He's doing well. I will update later. Don't want to put anything out here. Don't want to let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Don't want to give any kind of ammunition for the enemy to try to move through. Just know that I talked to him today. And everything is doing good. Everything is right on schedule. The Father is not late. He was happy to see me. Pastor Mello was happy to see me. Talk to me and everything. He let me see a couple of his friends from some of his colleagues that was around there. It was like, who was that? He was like, he was smiling and everything. So I want to put that out there. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's keep it moving on with this lesson. The Father is here, obviously, and he's trying to show y'all exactly what y'all should be listening to. Me. Let's go. All right. So the four corners of the earth. You just have a body, but no breath in it. I just love this. I love it. All right, we have Samuel, right? First Samuel, here it is. Put your trust in the prophets. You shall succeed. What does it say right here? Israel demands a king. Let's see if the Father changes his mind about what they have chosen. Okay? Let's look at that up. All right? So this is how we're going to be delivered. Since the Father has already set up ordinances. When Moses had delivered them from captivity, which actually the Father did it, because Moses always gives the Father the credit, like, hey, look, I didn't do nothing. It was not my power. It was the Most High's power. And so with it being the Father's power, he's the one who delivered them. I just had the staff and the rod. That was it. Okay? It was him. But the Father says, you deliver the people from Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And then you see the Father come back on the 10 Commandments and speaks to all of them. Audible voice. He gives them all the 10 Commandments. And then afterwards, the people come out their mouth and says, we don't want to hear that ever again. We don't want to hear your voice. Do not let us hear his voice, at least it will kill us. Moses, you speak to us, and he speaks to you. So right now there's an order being set up, an order of command. Father speaks to Moses, Moses speaks to the people, or Moses speaks to Aaron, then Aaron speaks to the people. However it goes. But the Father never speaks to the people again. He just takes everything to Moshe. And then from Moshe delivers down to Aaron, and Aaron, he puts it out to the people. Point blank simple. That is the order. That order doesn't change. That's why the Father says, I'm going to be there, and then that King David's going to be there. Why? And it says, if you obey the prophets, which is this king who is also a prophet, you shall prosper, succeed. So think about if you go against what this king, prophet, has said. See if the Father actually prospers you. You might seem prosperous, but what's going to come up in the end? Disobedience. Those will be the same people like, I did what you told me to do. And be like, depart from me, I never knew you. Because you didn't follow my word. You try to do things the way you wanted to do. Just saying. You can't outsmart the Most High. You can't do it. You cannot outsmart my Father. You can't do it. All right, let's go. And it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now the name of his firstborn was Joel. Name of the second, Abiah. They were judges in Beersheba, and his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after filthy lucre, after money, and took bribes and perverted judgment. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in their ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all nations. Now I want you to notice who this displeases. This does not displease the Father. Ironically, it doesn't. Why would the Father be displeased by the very word he gave to Abana? He said, from you will come kings. So why would the Father be upset that Isolele is choosing a king. Notice it doesn't say that the father was displeased by it. The one who does not understand about the promises of Abraham is displeased by it. Samuel. And it's coming close to the time of Samuel's departure. Notice it doesn't happen while Samuel is young and vibrant. It's happening at the end of his life. Meaning what? He is the last dispensation for this type of leadership. At first, it was always the prophets leading the people. Now the father's about to take this prophet and make it also into a king, right? But Samuel don't know this. It's above his pay grade. It's the same thing as Peter asking the Messiah, hey, at this time when you restore the kingdom. And even though the Messiah and Peter are boys, the Messiah's like, what? Boy, mind your business. It's not for you to know. Same thing's going on with Samuel. Samuel's displeased about something he doesn't know. But if he actually knew that this is a part of the Father's plan in the first place, he wouldn't be so displeased by it. So there's one who also wants to put this up here, as this verse of scripture says, like, look, they put up there that Isolele asked for a king. And then one of the people, you know what I'm saying, came up and said, hey, this is what the scripture says about a king, you know. And by doing that, he came up and posted the same scripture that says that, and in a day that, you know, that you want to change your mind about this, that the Father will not hear. That doesn't change anything. It just means the Father doesn't hear. But you still have to have a king. This is not my doing. This is not your doing. This is the Father's doing and our ancestors' doing. But the Father gave word of it with Abana. So anyone try to step against this, you're not fighting against me. You ain't fighting against anyone else who believes it. You're fighting against the one who gave the word. And then now you are an adversary of my Father, whom you say you write for, believe in, and everything. Just saying. Let's go. You cannot fight the word. And perverted judgment. All right, so we got this. Make us a king to judge us like all nations. Watch this. But the thing displeased Samuel, not the father. It displeased him, Samuel, not Yah. But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto Yah, and Yah said unto Samuel, what did he say? Hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee. So you think the Father's going to say, hearken unto them, and then at the last minute, when it's all said and done, when we all had our feel of having a king, that the Father's going to say, all right, do away with it? The Messiah is called what? King of Kings. So the Father's not doing away with this. No matter how much you dislike it, upset with it, oh, that's not my king, that still does not make this person not your king. Just because you done said out your mouth, that's not my king. The Father has a way of smacking people down or smacking blood out your mouth or knocking your life about your system, meaning killing you, turning your lights out. He has a way of doing that. Anyone who doesn't listen, he has a way of literally chastising us. For those who didn't listen to him, when he said, go get the land, and y'all want to go, and y'all were scared to go fight, to take a land that belongs to us, and said, hey, anytime that, watch this, every single time the Father's word comes forth, there's always some people who are of us, but not of us, because they don't have the same spirit as Yah. They don't have the same spirit as the Father does. Those 10 spies, they didn't have his spirit. He said Joshua and Caleb had his spirit. So the other 10 spies from the other 10 tribes did not have his spirit. And the Father killed them right on the spot because they gave another word that the Father did not say, which ties in perfectly with Deuteronomy chapter 18, that if a prophet would presume to say anything in my name that I did not tell him to say, this prophet must die. So all those naysayers had to die. And then our people was sent into the wilderness for 40 years. Let me put this out there for you real quick. Man is given 120 years to live. I'm 41 right now. If I'm showing forth that I'm that person in the scriptures whom people are supposed to obey right now, and I'm telling you not to get the vaccination, obey the prophets and you shall prosper. We're not citizens here. We have no jurisdiction. They don't have no jurisdiction over us because number one, they didn't get us from America. We came from so-called Africa. And this is in their history that they know where we came from. And they want to try to say, oh, Jerusalem. Forget that Jerusalem. Let them have that crap. We're going to take it back anyway. Let them have it. Let us get back to our homeland where we need to be. And then from there, we go up there and kill those Ashkenazi Jews when it comes time for it. Everybody who's going to be incensed against us over there towards, they call Jerusalem, from Palestine, ancient Palestine. It says it says their king and you are going to fly on, you're going to flank them from the left and flank them from the right. You're going to kill them. You're going to kill the children, the woman, the man, everyone who was against us is going to die over there. And the Father is going to have literally the host of heaven going against them as well. That will also be commanded by the king the Father has set up. They don't want you to know that. Who's talking about that? Who's talking like this? No one can talk like this except the king. Only one. Let's go. I'm not scared of none of their governments. They can try to lock me up if they want to. Do you know the Father can literally transport me up out their jail cell? I'm going to get where I need to get to, where I need to get there. And there's nothing, no power, no authority on this earth that can keep me from getting over there. And if they see me get translated out the jail cell, it would be best for them to leave me the heck alone. And anyone else who knows about me over in Imbo, that would be a bad mojo, who can be transported up out of jail and show up in Imbo without no ticket, without nothing, but just show up there. That's the kind of Yah we serve. That's my Father. And there's no handcuffs, no gun, no bullet that you can literally pull fast enough to stop me from getting where I need to get to. Because right when you pull a bullet, the Father can literally transport me somewhere else to where the bullet never hits. And you just waste all your bullets. Then right now, I'm on your neck right there, breaking it. Crack, what's up? The next one, crack, what's up? How you going to hit a target you can't hit? A moving target. It says that what? Since I'm an angel brought in the flesh. The Father told me last year, you are an atmosphere brought in the flesh, which literally means I'm the breath of Yah that goes into the body. I will cause for my breath to enter you. It's the same thing. I will cause for my breath to enter you. I will cause for my words to enter you. Listen to David. Listen to the prophet, and you will prosper. The words that are coming out of his mouth is from him. There's so many scriptures I can bring out. Let's keep it moving. Let's go. Hearken to the voice of the people and all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. But the Father always going to make sure that he has a reigning over us, right? Now watch this. According to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other what? Mighty ones. So do they also unto you. Now, therefore, hearken unto their voice. Howbeit, yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. Samuel's warning about kings. So this is what's about to take place. Since you have asked for a king, not you per se, but our ancestors, where we at right now in the four corners of the earth, our people wanted to be in cahoots with the nations. They got punished. What happened to us? Did we get punished too? So whatever decision they makes here also still goes for us now. It doesn't change, right? So he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He shows that here in the scripture. So anyone speaking against this is not speaking against me. You're speaking against the word. And you lean to your own understanding. We are not under America. We're not under the UK. We're not under Great Britain. We're not under police officers. We're not under that. I pray that the Father begin to do what he said he's going to do. He said he's going to cause for their devices to be of no defect. Let's put it this way. He will cause for their weapons to be of no effect. Imagine a gun being used to shoot somebody, but it doesn't kill them. Imagine a baton being used, a police baton being used, or a police wand being used, but it doesn't hurt. It's like a tickle. Imagine all the things they've been using to get. Imagine them trying to hang us, but our necks is too fat for them to even try to do it. That it breaks around our necks when they try to pull us up. Imagine all their devices. Their devices are ropes. The devices is metal with lead inside of it. Uses these bullets to shoot us. All their devices will be of no effect. Their devices is policies. Everything they have used against us. Imagine their medicines having no effect. Their pills. The stuff they put in the water. Stuff that's trying to come against our brains. Imagine all their devices. Their Illuminatis. Their Freemasons. All their schemes. All their societies. Their white privileges. Everything that they use against us. Imagine it coming to no effect. Their cops' cars. Their drones. Imagine all their weapons of mass destruction against us coming to no effect against you, which ties into what? No weapon formed against you shall prosper. That's where we're headed back to. Because up under leadership, up under me, you get the same thing that I get. Immunity. Now imagine you having to be sent out to go rip off someone's head. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but you got all this superhuman strength and you just go by and just start ripping people apart. Imagine you becoming a force to be reckoned with on the face of this earth and no one can stop you. And the whole time they was trying to take your essence because they have seen your essence or heard about your essence in power before. Imagine. Imagine their superheroes, their Marvels came up because they have seen us in operation like that before in the land before we turn against the Father. Imagine their ancestors telling stories to them throughout the years of when they had to fight against us, what they saw, what it was like, how we were like not truly human, but like 3/5 human. Just like they call us today, right? They're not really human. That's what they said in us. There are 3 fused human. These people are not really human. Then what are we? And why would you want to bring us to your homeland and try to enslave these non-human people? Only to one day when the Father's going to pour out his spirit upon all flesh and we will be prophesying. We think it's going to be good things or us prophesying judgment upon the whole entire world where we have been scattered to. Imagine them having to come to your homeland to see you, to have to die by your hands. The one they used to call slaves, now they call master. Imagine. That's what we headed to. This is the truth that they don't want to be taught. This is the truth they don't want to be taught in the churches. This is the truth they don't want to be taught, but this is what that book says. The book says this. This is why they want to keep you always in the New Testament and only talk about certain parts in the Old Testament. Because the same things that Judah and his brothers were doing back in the Apocrypha is the same spirit that lies within all of us. One day we're going to rise up and there ain't going to be nobody on the face of this earth that will be able to stand against us. Not one iota. Inside of us is greatness. Inside of us is the word. Inside of us is the Father's Spirit. Inside of us is light. It's time to wake up. That's what the breath is telling you. Wake up. Receive your breath today. Inhale. Let's go. So, David was a leader of an army. Who you think that army is? Let's go. And Samuel told all the words of Yah unto the people that asked of him a king. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen. And some shall run before his chariots. And he will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over 50s, and will set them to ear his ground and to reap his harvest, and to make his instruments of war and instruments of his chariots. And he will take your daughters to be confessionaries and to be cooks and to be bakers. And he will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. And he will take the 10th of your seed and your vineyards and give to his officers and to his servants. And he will take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your asses and put them to his work. He will take the 10th of your sheep, and you shall be his servants. So the Father says, instead of you becoming the Most High's or my Father's servants, you become the King's servant. And the King becomes his servant. Did the Father change this? Because of the way we feel or think? Did the Father change this because of how we just don't want it to be? Did the Father change this in any respect? Because if not, it's still going to happen, regardless if we like it or not. I just see one time where something we didn't like and the Father changed his policy because we wanted him to. I want to see that in the scriptures. And Isolele didn't like what the Most High did, and the Father changed it and made it something else. I want to see where the people cried so hard because they didn't want something to be, and the Father changed it on behalf of their tears. And on behalf, because they made a proclamation that that's not their king. I want to see where the Father was literally moved by our tears, or moved by something we said like a little child. I'm not doing it then. He ain't my king. I want to see where he changed that. Or if he just allowed that person to die because they won't listen. I just want to see which one it is. Does the Father give, or does the Father kill? Does he kill the disobedient and let live the ones who do obey? Or does he change because a whole group of people says, oh, that's not my king? I just want to see which one is it. Does he change, or does he literally just let it be? I just want to see that. That's really a good thought, right? Because last time I checked, we still here in this place of bondage. Because our people, I'm sure they probably said, we don't want to go to slavery. We don't want to go to the four corners of the earth. But I'm sure they probably was still put on the boat and was still sent over here. I just want to see how much that changed when we cry about it and we say when we voice our opinions about the word. I want to see how much it really, really benefits us, how much it changes. You know, if the Father just still, stick to his guns and still do what he say he's gonna do, because he's not a man that he should lie. So therefore, when he speaks, it's a promise, and you will disappear before his promises does. Just saying. Ouch. So he will take the tenth of your sheep, and you shall be his servants. One part says you will be his slaves. Watch this. And you shall cry out in that day because of your king, which you shall have chosen you. And the Most High will not hear you in that day. Wait a minute. So hold on. That's exactly what one person posted before. And then another person whose name is Hazarshu, or Kusabi Binso Yosolele, he posted the same thing. The woman said, so the woman, Tia, she literally posted the scripture that I'm posting right now. First Samuel, verse 18. Oh no, she posted literally from I think from 16 or from 15 all the way to 18. She just posted I think from 16 / to 18. He gonna come out and write the whole thing out and say, see, Isolele, we don't need a king. But the word says that the day will come that you will cry out in that day saying you don't want a king. And the Father says, what you say? I can't hear you. What did you say? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. So every single person say, oh, that's not my king. The Father's like this. I said what I said. It is what it is. That's what the Father's saying. It doesn't matter what people think or not. Just like when we was put into slavery, we didn't have a choice on whether we wanted to do the work or not. Those who didn't want to do the work, they were killed. Those who chose to do the work, they were still doing what the Father told them to do. That was their punishment to carry out. Now, but the Father's going to choose these kings every single time. Even though he says you chose a king. Since you said, hey, we want a king, the Father's still going to choose for you who will be king. No one rises up amongst them and say, hey, okay, well, I will be the king. No one has that power. And I'd like to see someone try to do that and see what happens to them. Let's see if the Father really lets you live. He still chooses the one who reigns over you. Not you, not me, not none of us. He does it. All glory goes back to him. He creates the good and he creates the evil. So all glory still goes back to him. Now watch this. Let's go. And you shall cry out in that day because of your king, which you shall have chosen you. And the Most High will not hear you in that day. Watch this. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel. And they said, nay, but we will have a king over us, that we also may be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he rehearsed them in the ears of the father. And the father said to Samuel, hearken or do unto their voice, right? Hearken unto their voice, heed their voice, obey their voice, and make them a king. And Samuel said unto the men of Isolele, go you every man unto his city. Now watch this. So Samuel laid it out for them, like, look, the day's gonna come when you ain't gonna want no king. And the father on that day ain't gonna hear you. We're right now in that day where people say we don't want a king. And they're looking at me like, oh, he can't be the king because of this, because of that, because of this. It doesn't matter what a person thinks, feels, or anything. Right now, who has my testimony? Who? Number one, who has this banner that shows for the same thing that we're going through right now throughout the four corners of the earth? Who right now has this banner? But we have a lot of people right now saying, oh, he's not my king. We got people saying right now, if you got this banner up right here, for you to unfriend me. The very same thing they said you will be unfriended for having this banner is the same thing the Father has put into motion for it to be. Nothing is changing because they said, oh, don't put up the banner. It's not. They ain't heard me. The Father's going to regulate whomever he needs to regulate. He's going to literally whoop who he needs to whoop. I'm not worried about nothing. I'm still living my life, doing everything I need to do. And as I remember one person said, oh, the Most High is not, judging nobody and not hurting nobody. And then we look up this year, this person's niece was shot to death. Doesn't matter how it happened. It's the fact that they got shot. And then also their niece, their nephews got shot as well. The niece got shot and killed. The nephew is badly wounded. Half of his kidneys is gone and lung and all that kind of good stuff, all because they literally touched the Most High's anointed. It would not be seen like that, but that's exactly what it was. And watch this. It happened in the same month that they actually touched the Most High's anointed. Same month. So it happened in August last year. She got shot and killed in August. Just passed. Coming up. Oh, yeah. So this thing is real. There's no way that the Father's really going to be like listening to me on, taking cars, burning down houses when I'm very young. And then Father going to make sure me to go check things out to make sure that things is happening. I said, Father, remove the crack from him. Burn the house down. Let the fire start spontaneously on the inside. But let everybody get out. If you have to, repossess his car. And then the Father does every single thing that I've asked him to do. He burns the house down. The fire starts spontaneously on the inside. Everyone gets out. And the same day, he loses his car. That's when I was younger. And then I get older now. And then he says, you know what? I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to listen to what he's saying no more. Father, I need you to confuse the weather. Change things up. And then the Father does what? He literally says it's going to snow in Colorado. It's going to snow in Colorado. Say it. Say it's going to snow in Colorado. And then the first day of summer, we can go look at that. They get 2 feet of snow. Let's play with them apples. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. There is not no coincidence there. It's just that the Father is made what he said he's going to do. And our people have said, oh, we don't believe it. Doesn't matter if you believe it, accept it or not. You can snap your good toe and you can kiss your big toe and get God. It doesn't matter. Let's look it up. June. Snow in Colorado. First day of summer. Snow, first day of summer in Colorado. First day of summer. In Colorado, right there. Look. What time was that? 2019. There it is. Father told me to say it was going to snow in Colorado. He said, say it's going to snow in Colorado. Colorado got almost 2 feet of snow on the first day of summer. Colorado welcomed summer with 2 feet of snow. Wait a minute. Let me look at y'all real quick. You're not like having control of the heavens? The weather, right? What these 2 witnesses supposed to be doing? They're controlling what? They control the weather and they control the ground. Let's go look at that real quick. Revelations. We're making sense of this now, right? I'm telling y'all my testimonies, and you see what's happening. Let's see where I was faring with these 2 witnesses. Let's see how it fares. See, people think they know what they know, and I'm showing you the whole entire time who I am. And that's why Facebook and all them be share my books, be trying to stop my videos because they starting to see something. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,200 60 days, clothing sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees and 2 candlesticks standing before the Yah of the earth. 2 olive trees standing before Yah. Son is a family portrait of me and you. So here's the Father. Here I am. He said, this is me. This is him. Standing. 2 olive trees. 2 candlesticks. Standing. Standing. Okay. Moving. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devour their enemies. If any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. So if they can shut off the rain, they can also say snow. Okay. Because snow is a derivative of rain. So they have power over water in the heavens and power over the waters on the earth. Sun, say it's going to snow in Colorado. It's going to snow in Colorado. First day of summer. It snows. Let's play with those apples if we want to. People keep leaning to their own understanding on who I am. The Bible says, touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm. Touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm. You can touch the anointed with your mouth, with your words, and fall into judgment. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Saying, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. That's Psalms 105 and 15. For thus saith Yah of hosts. After, that's an army. That means he's given his army name, like his rank in the army. After the glory hath he sent me unto after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. He's talking about us right now. Look what it says. After the glory hath he sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you. That is literally the UK, United States of America, Great Britain, everything. So he's talking about right here. Touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm. If any man will harm them, they in this manner must be killed. They're being killed by fire. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. He is talking about the two witnesses. Clearly. After the glory hath he sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye. Make sense? So, this is what we're now under. We don't have to take this at all. We're not obligated to take this at all. We're not obligated to take it. The rise and fall of Jim Crow, blacks and whites in the New South. We're not obligated to take this. Watch this. Little girl. My bad, little white girl calls black people niggers. So we're still going through the same things.
I encountered this lady that was on my way, and I asked her politely, you know, if I could pass, and I said, excuse me, and she was being very hateful immediately. Whatever.
Get out of here.
No, I'm not gonna get out of here. No, I'm not. Because this is my country. Yes, this is my country. Oh.
See, they claim it as their country. And they can say that because Mexicans, they came over here willingly. Most people came over here willingly. Let me show you people who didn't come over here willingly. Let's go do that real quick. Slaves brought on ships. You see where we came from. So she's right about saying this is her country. This is not our country, though. What it said right here, their own word speaks against them. Often the ships carried hundreds of slaves who were chained tightly to plank beds. For example, the slave ship Henrietta Marie carried about 200 slaves on the long Middle Passage. They were confined to cargo holds, which each slave chained with little room to move, signifying we did not come from America. Look how we got here. We are not citizens here. So we don't have to take their vaccinations because we're not from here. And their own words, their own witnesses. See, that whole thing called white privilege is our passport. It's our visas against them. They gloat in what they have, that they literally exclude us from being citizens and exclude us from their authority. We have every right to protect ourselves against them because we are not citizens here. They cannot force a vaccination on us. And if they try to, you have every right to break their necks. That include a nurse, a doctor, a police officer, a governor, anyone trying to force or trying to persuade my people to take a vaccination, you are out of order. Watch this. Any loans that you have made with the government, that's school loans, business loans, home loans, car loans. Anyone got brand new cars and you got car loans, you don't even have the right to really pay them. Because number one, they made a covenant with someone who is not from America. We ain't from here. It was illegal contracts made illegally. They illegally came over to our land and brought us over here as slaves. So illegally, you are going to a job. Illegally, they are paying you under the table with a social security number. Illegally. Because the world cannot receive the spirit of truth. That means everything that they're doing to us is from a lie. Trust me when I say this. They do not want this video out. There's no way they can fight it. There's no, I mean, every single thing that they have used serves as our passports, our visas, and our witness against them. It serves as our vaccination exemption. We are literally exempt from the vaccination just on the information I presented thus far alone. We ain't from here. When they ask us like, Why don't y'all go back to Africa? They just told you where you came from. They stole you from Africa. Isn't it against the law to steal? Hold on, let me see that. The Constitution says, their laws says it's prohibited to steal. Let's see, we'll look at that real quick. So then how can it make something to say it's okay to do now? Is it illegal to steal in America? Shoplifting, here it is, embezzlement and theft. So by their own right, by their own recognition, they have claimed when they came up and got us these pictures right here, plan of lower deck with the storage of 292 slaves. They are embezzling people. Look at this. Slaves. Details of brutal first slaves voyages discovered. Brutal first slaves voyages discovered. That is stealing. They embezzled these people from their land. They embezzled them. They took them. They stole people from their land. Stole them. So the very same thing that it says illegal, they have done it to a whole people. And then they embezzled our land called the Congo. The Congo is being embezzled. Let's put it there. Cobalt. Look. This is where they get their gold. Look, watch this. We're about to make this hurt. Cobalt makes battery. This, I told you, their white privilege is going to hurt them. Look. Plagued by poverty, but rich in resources. They have embezzled our land, our resources, after they embezzled the people from off their land. Now let's make this hurt even more. Let's go to Joel, chapter 3. The place they call Jerusalem, and they say the white Ashkenazi Jews are there, is wrong. They have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Watch this. Congo. Money is in money. Congo's money is in beer and brothels. December 19, 2020. See, the word's going to give witness to what's going on. Go back to Joel again. Here's the witness. And they have cast lots for my people. Look what he said. He says his land. For behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, what does this mean? That we're about to be set free. Freedom is at the door. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people. Where they at? Throughout the four corners of the earth. And for my heritage, Isolele, whom they have scattered among the nations. That's you. That's me. And parted, or Africa, my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. In Congo, where at? The place they call Israel is Congo. Gold rush. The money is in wine, beer, and harlotry, brothels. They sold a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for a wine, beer. Here it is. Joel chapter 3, happening here in this land. Look at it. Look how green it looks. Look what's coming from the Congo. Plagued by poverty, but rich in resources. Your lands before you desolate. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is one of the world's poorest nations, despite its mining wealth. 2/3 of global cobalt supply comes from the DRC, Lualaba. This is the name. Lualaba province, which sits astride a mineral vein called the Copper Belt. Look who's by it. Sudan. Sudan would be over close where Egypt will be at. Uganda, Tanzania, Zambia, Angola. Look where we came from over in this area, right? Let's go to the Middle Passage. Look in this area. Look at the Democrat. This is the Congo. So how can this be the Congo, but then this part where we get shipped out is not the Congo? Watch. Middle Passage. Look. Same area. Same area. You are Bantu. You are Congolese. You are not from here. This is not your home. The same areas where the Congo is the same place you was taken from. Let everybody rise and know the truth. Joel chapter 3 is in the last days, speaking in the last days, right here. Middle East and Africa. Same areas. And you've been dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth. Look, same area. Congo. Look, same area. It's the Congo. Make sense yet? Make sense, family? Make sense of it. Make sense of it. So at this point, America has no right to make you take anything. And anyone try to do so, may the Most High Spirit come upon you to rip their heads off or rip their arms off. Just like it came upon Samson. May the Most High strength come upon you to bust their head to the white meat shows. And may their bullets be like hitting rubber, like it does nothing. Be like hitting water, it does nothing. May it be like nothing hurts you, nothing kills you. May their weapons become non-effective. May you protect yourself at all costs. Look at this. It's the same area because it's us. At this point, I don't need to say no more. We are Bantu. And we are from the Congo. That's why they called you monkey. Because where you going to find a monkey at? Or an ape at? In the jungle. That's where the Congo is. The jungle. The forest. Everything beautiful. So I'm calling for an insurrection. Rise up. Do not listen to them. Forget them. They do not have their best interests at heart for you. They never did and they never will. Everyone cowering down to take the vaccination willingly. May the Most High kill you. Everyone bowing down willingly to take a vaccination so your kids can go to school. May the Most High kill you and your children. Where you think you'll find protection in? Outside of what the Father has already recommended and said, may it be working against you as a witness against you. We're going to show there's a difference between us and them. We're going to be set apart truly or set apart none. We're not doing what the world does. The whole world is literally going to succumb to the vaccination. We will be standing, ripping off heads. It will be a straight up unrest in the streets. We will straight up turn over cars, set this place on fire because none of it belongs to us anyway. So you brought the jungle to America. And we are jungle people. We don't fight fair. But the Most High is with us. And the host of heaven will be with us too. May the animals come against every single person who tries to come against us. May a dog in the street come up and bite a dog to death, bite another person to death. The police officers try to do something, may their own dog turn against them. Since the dogs come from the earth, may every single device they try to use, which is their own dogs, may they begin to bite the hands of their masters. May everyone incensed against us, may that be their own death. This is Judgment Day, and people are dying. And some people who would dare try to take this to the test. I mean, I know some people are going to try. Somebody's going to try. So may the first person who actually step to our people and try to force them to take this vaccination, may they be the first one to get dealt with. Everything is going in reverse. Everything. So the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. So right now is the time to start saying, go to Walmart today. Say, thank you. Walmart, I love the way you do business. Mac, I love the way you do business. I love the way y'all have been doing business since we've been over here. Because you've been stocking up money for us. They said we will boast in the wealth of the nations. The scripture says that. We either believe it or we don't. I believe it. I take the Most High at his word. I take my Father at his word. Everything he said he will do, I believe it. I don't believe half of it. I believe all of it. Everything from the Apocrypha down into all these books. The Father took just a little bit just to make it a parable. Why? So the stranger could not know what's going to happen. So the right one who will come, who will be the king, will be able to tell you what's about to take place just by reading that book. It's not their book. It's our book. And he did not give them eyes to read it. It's for the king to read. It's for the priest to read. It's not for the stranger, because the stranger is seen about as nothing, less than nothing. That means trash, baby. So everyone standing against the banner, the Most High stands against you. Because you stand against his word. And the word says, no flesh will glory in his sight. And I don't care how you feel about it. The Most High don't care either. His word is his word. Let me show that before you quick. No flesh will glory in his sight. That means if you are finite, then you're going to tell the Most High what you ain't going to do. Ha! No flesh shall glory in my presence. Look. That no flesh shall glory in his presence, so that no flesh shall boast before Yah. That means if the Most High said it, it is what it is. And you can't change it. So since the Father said that the day you said you would not want a king, it is what it is. The day you say you don't want one, he will stop up his ears. Meaning what? It is what he said. I said what I said, and I meant what I meant. That's what the Most High is saying by that. You can say, la, 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 talk to the hand, I ain't talk to you. La, la. He don't even care. He don't care what you feel, what you think you know. He ain't doing it. His word is his word. If he changes on his word, then he got to change and renege on our covenant. If he changes and renege on his covenant, then he done lied to Abraham. If he lied to Abraham, then he done lied to everyone in the world. So why in the world would we have any trust in what he says? Period. Even when you say you believe in the Most High Yah, that would be a lie then too. Everything about what you believe, you think you know about this book right here. If the Father reneges on having you a king, then the Father has to renege on his very own existence. He's not going to even do that, not even one time. So, I know people are hurt by this. Like, wait a minute, say what? Uh-oh, I don't see my video no more. Somebody mad. If the Most High reneges on giving you all a king, like the word says, he has reneged on his life, on his very existence, because he's not a man that he should lie. So for everyone that say they don't have a king, that's not my king, the Most High is not listening to you. And guess what? I'm still your king. Regardless if you receive it or not, it doesn't matter what you say. My Father is going to honor his word, even though you may not honor it. It is what it is. Point blank and simple. I like to see someone actually try to come against that with the word. The same word that he done said out their mouth. I like to see you do that, and then Father make you a lie. And then anyone who's a false prophet trying to say something otherwise than what he said, they may the Most High kill you. May your own words be used against you also when you step before him. You're going to have no cloak before you. So you being big and bad right now on the earth. But when you step before his face, you're going to cower in utter disappointment. But the only place you will inherit is hell. Because I'm literally locking this word in with Father. If he does not choose a person to be a king over us, other than whom they call Jesus Christ, or Yeshua Congo, who is seated at the right hand of the throne, Yah. If the Father reneges on what he has said to Samuel, to say to the people, then may the Most High's throne be no more. May the Most High not be the Most High no more. May he be called a liar and the truth not be in him. How can I say this? With boldness. You have to have balls to say that. That's why I was chosen to be the king. Because I can say some stuff y'all can't say. He has to do what's right. And his word says what it says. And if it's not what it is, then the Most High is a liar. And the truth is not in him. So therefore, how can he come against Satan? And therefore, how can you trust him to do what he says he's going to do? Your trust now in the Most High will be in vain. For those who says, oh, the Most High is our king. When the Most High says that the day that you choose not to have a king, that he will not listen to you. So if the Most High chooses to listen to you on this day, not to have a king, then the Most High is a liar. And the truth is not in him. And he's not to be trusted. Ouch. And may heaven and earth be a witness against him for lying to Abana for the likes of you. May the Most High, for those says, oh, the Most High is just my king. That's it. And the Father's not choosing a human king or a atmosphere brought in the flesh to be your king. Then may heaven and earth be against the creator of all of everything. And may your trust in him be in vain. Because I'm using his word against him. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. And every word I said right here will be brought up again in his courtroom. And I will be justified for everything I said because I'm literally taking him at his word. And I'm saying, if you're not a man of your word, like you said, then it's messed up. Right. If the Most High can never be a liar, then what he said right here remains true. That's why I said it. So let's go ahead and show what the Most High said then, since people will lies on him. Says the Most High said to put your trust in his prophets and you will succeed. People have been saying don't put your trust in man, but put your trust in the Most High. Put your trust in his prophets and succeed. The Most High said that. See what else the Most High said? What else did my daddy say? Yeah, that's hurting right there. Oh, here we go, right here. Samuel's warning about a king. See, the Most High said these words. He will never be a lie, right? So then these words stand true then too. And Samuel told all the words of Yah unto the people. What word? The word from Yah, from the Father, who will never be a liar, as this man, Yahusha, Israel, has said. And Samuel told all the words of Yah unto the people that asked of him a king. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots and to be his horsemen, and some shall run before his chariots. And he will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over 50s, and will set them to ear his ground and to reap his harvest and to make his instruments of war and instruments of chariots. And he will take your daughters to be confectionaries and to be cooks and to be bakers. And he will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. And he will take the tenth of your seed and of your vineyards to give to his officers and to his servants. And he will take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your asses and put them to his work. He will take the tenth of your sheep, and you shall be his servants. You're gonna become the king's servants. And you shall cry out in that day because of your king, which you shall have chosen you, and the Most High will not hear you in that day. So the Most High said, the day you say, I don't want a king, he has closed his ears not to hear you. If this is not true, then the Most High is a lie, because it says right here, the words of Yah from the mouth of his prophet. The word says to what? Obey. Put your trust in his prophets and you will succeed. Samuel is a prophet of the Most High. He has given a word that cannot be turned back, because the Father gave it through the mouth of his prophet. So now it's got a double whammy to it. There's no shape, form, or fashion of this that looks good for anyone who says that they don't put your trust in man. This completely goes against the word, because Samuel is a man, and the Father said to put your trust in his prophets and you will succeed. See, truth is not biased, it's absolute, and I absolutely believe this truth, not half-heartedly, all the way through and through. Now I got my ex-wife saying, oh, don't put your trust in man, put your trust in Yah. She don't understand either. She ignorant just like the rest of them. Ignorant. So this is a good word right here. Y'all might want to save this, because I'm probably going to have to download this one to keep it for, like, stash this bad boy away, because this bad boy is that good. It's literally got the Father's word tied in through and through to what he said, to where if he does not perform what he said he will perform, it makes him not trustable, untrustworthy at all. So then if you can't trust in him, who can you trust in? Nobody. And he put his trust. He said to put your trust in his prophets. And your prophet said, the day you ask not to have a king, you see how a seal, it's a seal upon a seal. So the father said, all right, give them what they say do. And then Samuel tells them what the father has said. And then on top of that, Samuel says, the day that you ask for not a king, the father won't hear you. Put your trust in his prophets and you shall prosper. So everyone's saying, we don't want a king. It's like waste going down the toilet. It means nothing. Your word says, oh, that's not my king. Those words mean nothing. It's like boo-boo being flushed down the toilet. Oh. Meaning it holds no weight. Just because you say you don't want a king does not mean you don't have a king. Out, sorry to bust your bubble. And then when that king is put in his place of authority, I dare you to say the same thing in his face while the authority is right there and see if he will not have your head cut off, removed from your body, to have everyone else understand that he means what he means. And I'm that king that will literally have some people executed for trying to actually bring up an uprising against me in the land. And everyone sees this true words that I brought out here, and you come to the land. Hazarshul, come to the land, say I'm not the king. Kaya Golet, Arterius, Itana Simone, Nazambi, or Itana Nazambi Simone. Say those words. Isha, Kiera, anyone saying, put your trust in Yah and not a man. Anyone trying to step against the throne on that day in the land, let's see where your head will roll, or if it stays on its shoulders. Because this word right here is speaking against everyone who has said it. Everyone. And with that, I say, Siami. Again, truth is not biased. It's absolute. Don't take that vaccine for nothing. You have literally free reign from the king. Anyone trying to give you a vaccination, you have a right to take their heads off the shoulders. And the Father be with you. You do not succumb to any damn thing that they done told you. Nothing. You don't have my permission to take any kind of vaccination. None. None at all. You don't belong to them. You belong back home. You came from the Congo. And I'm supposed to take you back home. That's my job. And I've been given this task a while back. Last year, the Father told me. And now I'm walking in those shoes. I've been walking in these shoes for a while and didn't know I was walking in them. And I done said some things out my mouth lately that have caused some people to go Ari. Why? Because I'm seeing some stuff in the scriptures that our minds may not be ready to take in. But I'm not making anything up. I'm only saying what the word says. And I'm not leaning to my own understanding, because every single thing has backed up upon itself. It's a witness to another witness, to another witness, to another witness, to another witness, to where this thing is sealed shut. My Father's not a liar. So therefore, he's going to stand by the words of a king that he has chosen for all the people. Period. Siami. King out.